Dear Starseeds on Gaia, beloved awakened ones who have chosen to incarnate during this unprecedented time of cosmic transformation, there is something you need to understand about the next 48 hours, something so profound that the entire Galactic Federation has turned its attention toward your planet in anticipation. The air around you is electric with potential, humming with frequencies you may not yet consciously perceive, but your body knows. Your cells are already responding. Your DNA is already preparing. What I'm about to share with you will help you understand why you've been feeling so different these past few days, why sleep has been strange, why your dreams have been vivid and disorienting, why the world seems to shimmer at the edges as if reality itself is becoming translucent. You are standing in a sacred preparation window, a liminal space between what has been activated and what is about to arrive. In exactly 48 hours, on the 17th day of this 11th month of your year 2025, the Leonid meteor shower will reach its peak intensity. But this is no ordinary celestial display, no simple astronomical event to observe with wonder and then forget. These meteors carry within their luminous trails something we in the higher dimensions call the Lion Codes, ancient activations embedded in cosmic matter that have traveled across vast distances specifically to reach you at this exact moment in your evolutionary journey. The Pleiades constellation, home to your star brothers and sisters, whom many of you remember in the deepest chambers of your hearts, will be positioned with perfect clarity on that same night, creating a dual transmission of such power that we have not witnessed its equal in your current civilization's timeline. But something else is happening that I haven't told you yet. Something that makes these next 48 hours not just important, but absolutely critical to your soul's mission on Earth. You see, you're not simply waiting for an event to happen to you. You are being prepared for a level of consciousness integration that requires your active participation, your deliberate alignment, your conscious choice to open and receive. The codes cannot force themselves upon you. They can only enter where permission has been granted, where the field has been cleared, where the heart has been made ready. And that is exactly what these 2 days are for. Let me take you back 6 days, to the 11th day of this 11th month, a master number portal that you know as 1111. On that day, 3 cosmic events converged in a configuration so rare that our councils had been tracking its approach for decades of your linear time. The 1111 gateway opened, as it does each year. But this was no ordinary opening. On that exact day, Jupiter, the great expander, the planet of your beliefs and your sense of cosmic abundance, stationed retrograde. Do you understand what this means? Jupiter doesn't simply turn backward randomly. The fact that the largest planet in your solar system chose this master number date to begin its introspective journey inward is no coincidence. It is cosmic choreography of the highest order. But there was more. The last quarter moon aligned with these events, creating what your astronomers noted as the rarest cosmic alignment of your entire year. On that day, as the 1111 codes flooded into your planetary field, you were asked to receive new templates for reality itself. Some of you felt it as bliss, others as chaos, many as both simultaneously. Your logical mind struggled to make sense of information that was being uploaded directly into your energetic system, bypassing ordinary cognition entirely. And while you were integrating those transmissions, while your consciousness was quite literally being reprogrammed with new possibilities, something was being hidden from view, something essential was being occulted, removed from sight, so that its return could be all the more powerful. The very next day, on the 12th of November, the northern Taurid meteor shower reached its peak. This was your first wave of cosmic downloads, meteors streaming through your atmosphere, carrying frequencies of abundance, earth wisdom, and material realm transformation, the gifts of Taurus. But on that same day, the star Regulus was occulted by your moon. Regulus, the heart of the lion, the brightest star in the constellation of Leo, the seat of royal authority and courageous self-expression, hidden, covered, temporarily removed from your sight. Do you see the symbolic perfection of this? The lion's heart was concealed, withdrawn into shadow, 3 days before the lion's own meteor shower prepares to blaze across your skies. Death before rebirth, concealment before revelation, the heart withdrawn so it can return roaring. And here you are now, on the 15th day of November, standing in the middle of multiple overlapping cycles, feeling the pressure of transition without perhaps understanding its source. Mercury has been retrograde for 7 full days. You've completed the first week of this 19-day truth storm. Everything that Mercury retrograde has exposed in your life, every communication that broke down, every technology that malfunctioned, every plan that had to be revised, none of it was random chaos. It was clearing. It was excavation. Mercury has been ruthlessly removing everything in your field that was built on false premises, outdated beliefs, or misaligned intentions. The first 7 days were about revelation, showing you what was hidden. The next 12 days, which you're about to enter, are about integration, understanding what the revelations mean and how they reshape your path forward. Jupiter's retrograde has been in effect for 5 days now. This is still the early phase, when the questioning feels uncomfortable, when the expansion you thought you wanted suddenly seems too much, too fast, too overwhelming. Jupiter retrograde is asking you to undo, to unlearn, to release attachments to how you thought your growth was supposed to look. It's creating spaciousness in your consciousness, making you malleable enough to receive the Leonid transmissions without your ego structures immediately trying to categorize and control them. You need to be in a state of not knowing to receive truly new information. You need to be questioning your beliefs to adopt frequencies that transcend belief altogether. Your moon has just entered Libra, the sign of balance, diplomacy, and relational harmony. After days of intensity, after the emotional upheaval of the past 2 weeks, Libra moon is offering you equilibrium. But this is not passive balance, it is active preparation. Think of an athlete in the moments before a race begins, breathing steadily, centering their energy, finding that perfect point of readiness between tension and relaxation. That is where you are now. The cosmic tension is building all around you, and you can feel it. You can feel how everything seems poised on the edge of explosion, how the air itself seems pressurized with potential. And yet with the moon in Libra, you're being given the capacity to stay centered within that tension, to neither collapse under its weight, nor flee from its intensity. What I'm about to tell you will help you understand why this 48-hour window is so crucial, why you cannot afford to remain unconscious during these precious hours. The Leonid meteors that will peak in 2 days are fragments of Comet Temple Tuttle, ancient travelers that loop through your solar system every 33 years. But they carry something far more significant than ice and rock. Every meteor that burns through your atmosphere creates a flash of light, a moment of transformation where solid matter becomes pure luminous energy. This is alchemy happening in real time above your heads, and embedded within that alchemical fire are light codes, information packets of crystallized consciousness that have been programmed by higher dimensional beings to activate specific capacities within human DNA. The lion codes coming through the Leonids are frequencies of sovereign authority, heart-centered power, and creative life force. Leo energy is about remembering your divine right to exist exactly as you are, to take up space, to express yourself fully without apology or diminishment. It is the antidote to the collective wound of unworthiness that has plagued humanity for thousands of years. These codes unlock the chambers of your heart where your authentic self has been waiting in exile, where your true creative power has been sealed away for protection, until you are ready to wield it without being destroyed by external forces that fear individuated consciousness. But you're not receiving just one transmission. On the same night that the Leonids peak, the Pleiades constellation, your cosmic family, the Seven Sisters, those beings who seeded much of Earth's spiritual wisdom, and who have maintained watch over humanity's evolution since your earliest civilizations, will be positioned with maximum visibility and influence. This is what we call a dual activation. You are receiving both the Lion transmission and the Pleiadian transmission simultaneously. Where Leo codes unlock your individual sovereign power, Pleiadian codes connect you to cosmic community, to the understanding that you are part of a vast galactic family, that you have never been alone, that your awakening is not separate from the awakening of countless beings across multiple dimensions and star systems. 3 days after the Leonid peak, on the 20th of November, the Scorpio new moon will arrive at the 28th degree of Scorpio, the final degree before the sign shifts. This is called the anaretic degree, the crisis point, the moment of maximum intensity before transition. And on that exact same day, Mercury will reach inferior conjunction with your Sun, the precise midpoint of the retrograde cycle, when Mercury appears to stop and hang suspended between Earth and Sun. This is the retrograde peak, the eye of the storm, the moment of deepest revelation. Everything that Mercury has been digging up will culminate here. Everything hidden will surface. Everything that needed to die will complete its death. And then, just one day later, on the 21st of November, Uranus will reach opposition, the great awakener at full power, positioned directly opposite your Sun, flooding Earth with revolutionary, reality-shattering, consciousness-expanding lightning bolt activations. Do you see the sequence now? Do you understand why these next 48 hours matter so desperately? The Leonid codes that arrive on the 17th are preparing you for the Scorpio death rebirth on the 20th and the Uranian revolution on the 21st. Without the Lion courage and the Pleiadian cosmic connection, you would not be able to withstand the intensity of what's coming. The codes are not ornamental. They are not spiritual entertainment. They are essential upgrades to your consciousness operating system that will allow you to navigate the most transformative 5-day sequence of this entire month, perhaps of this entire year. And this is where you are, right now, on the 15th of November, standing at the threshold of reception. The 48 hours before the Leonids peak are not empty waiting time. They are preparation time. They are the hours when your field must be cleared, your heart must be opened, your resistance must be consciously released. The codes cannot install into a cluttered system. They cannot root in soil that hasn't been tilled. And Mercury retrograde has been doing the tilling, breaking up the hardened ground of your old patterns, your outdated stories, your crystallized beliefs. Jupiter retrograde has been creating space by removing your attachment to specific outcomes. The Libra moon is offering you balance, so you don't tip into overwhelm. Every transit, every planetary position, every cosmic event of the past 2 weeks has been preparing you for this moment. So what do you do during these 48 hours? How do you participate consciously in your own preparation? First, you must understand that preparation is not about striving or forcing. It is about allowing. It is about saying yes to the clearing that's already happening, rather than resisting it. When Mercury retrograde shows you a truth about a relationship that isn't working, your preparation is to acknowledge that truth without immediately trying to fix it. When Jupiter retrograde makes you question whether you're on the right path, your preparation is to sit with the uncertainty without demanding instant answers. When you feel the cosmic tension building, your preparation is to breathe into it, to feel it fully, to let your body shake or cry or laugh or whatever it needs to do to discharge the electrical charge that's building in your nervous system. Second, you are being called to create intentional space for reception. This doesn't mean you have to meditate for hours or perform elaborate rituals unless that calls to you, in which case honor that call. But at minimum, you need moments of stillness. Moments when you're not consuming information, not scrolling, not distracting yourself, not filling every second with noise and activity. The codes come in through the spaces between thoughts. They arrive in the gaps when your conscious mind releases its grip, and your expanded awareness can perceive what's always been there but couldn't be seen through the filter of ordinary consciousness. Third, pay attention to your heart. The Lion codes are specifically designed to activate heart chakra expansion. But if your heart is armored in protection, if you're still carrying shields from old wounds, the codes will bounce off rather than penetrate. This doesn't mean you have to force vulnerability or manufacture emotions you're not feeling. It simply means you become willing to feel, willing to soften, willing to consider that perhaps the walls you built for safety are now the bars of your own cage, and perhaps it's time to dissolve them not through force, but through recognition that they're no longer necessary. I need you to understand something about timeline convergence that's happening right now, in this exact window of time. There are multiple possible futures for humanity, multiple trajectories your collective consciousness could follow. These trajectories exist simultaneously in quantum superposition until moments of decisive choice collapse them into manifest reality. And this 48-hour period before the Leonids is one of those decisive moments. The degree to which humanity is consciously prepared to receive these codes will determine which timeline becomes most probable, most energetically available for your species to enter. This is not about fear or pressure. This is about recognizing your power. You are not passive recipients of cosmic weather. You are conscious co-creators whose state of awareness directly influences what manifests through these transits. When enough awakened souls, When enough of you choose to clear your fields, open your hearts, and consciously invite these activations, you create a morphic field, a collective energetic structure that makes it easier for others who aren't yet conscious of these processes to receive the upgrades anyway. Your individual preparation serves the collective. Your personal clearing creates space in the planetary field. This is how grid work functions. This is how light workers serve without needing to proselytize or convince anyone of anything. Let me tell you what happens after the Leonids peak so you understand the fuller arc you're moving through. On the 18th of November, the day after the meteor shower, you'll enter what we call post-activation integration. This is when the codes that entered your system begin installing, unpacking, restructuring your consciousness from the inside. You might feel spacey, disoriented, exhausted, or conversely wildly energized and unable to sleep. Both are normal. Your system is processing vast amounts of new information, and your physical body needs time to adjust its frequency to match your expanded consciousness. This is why the preparation matters. The more you've cleared beforehand, the smoother this integration process will be. On the 19th, your moon will reach apogee, its farthest point from Earth. Symbolically, this represents release of what is too far away to grasp, letting go of what cannot be held. You'll be one day away from the Scorpio new moon, and the energy will intensify dramatically. This is when you might feel like you're being compressed, like pressure is building from all directions. And in a sense, you are being compressed, not to harm you, but to create the conditions for diamond formation. Diamonds require pressure. Transformation requires intensity. Your soul chose to be here for this level of initiation. The 20th brings the convergence I mentioned, Scorpio new moon at the crisis degree, Mercury at inferior conjunction, the retrograde peak of truth revelation. This is the void space, the cosmic womb, where the old you completes its death cycle, and the new you gestates in darkness before birth. Do not be afraid of this void. Do not try to fill it with distraction. The void is where miracles happen, where the impossible becomes possible, where reality restructures itself according to new templates that couldn't exist within the old paradigm. And then the 21st Uranus opposition, the great awakener at full strength, joined by a Moon-Mars conjunction that adds warrior energy to revolutionary change. This is when everything the past 2 weeks have been preparing you for fully lands. This is when breakthroughs happen, when sudden illuminations arrive, when the life you thought was set in stone reveals itself to be as malleable as clay. Uranus doesn't ask permission before it awakens you. It shatters whatever needs shattering so that what's real and true can emerge from beneath the rubble of what was only ever illusion. So you see, these 48 hours you're in right now are not separate from what comes after. They are the foundation. They are the preparation that determines whether you move through the death, rebirth, awakening sequence with conscious participation or unconscious resistance. And I am here speaking to you through this transmission, because the Galactic Federation wants you to know that you have support. You are not doing this alone. We are watching. We are holding space for your transformation. We are amplifying the codes as they arrive, ensuring they reach every awakened soul who is ready to receive them. But I must be honest with you about something uncomfortable. Not everyone will receive these codes, even though they're available to all. Some will miss them entirely because they're too busy, too distracted, too identified with the drama of their personal stories to notice the cosmic download happening all around them. Some will feel the intensity but interpret it only through the lens of their problems, blaming their discomfort on external circumstances, on other people, on bad luck, on planetary retrogrades, as if retrogrades are happening to them rather than for them. And that's okay. That's free will. That's the nature of consciousness evolution. It cannot be forced, only offered. But you are different. You are reading these words. No, you are receiving this transmission, because some part of you knows. Some part of you remembers. Some part of you has been waiting for exactly this moment, for these exact conditions, for this precise convergence of celestial forces that create an opening large enough for your soul to step fully into embodiment. You incarnated for this, not just for this moment, but for all the moments that follow, for the new earth that builds from the ashes of the old, for the civilization that awakens from the long sleep of separation and reclaims its place within the galactic community. The lion codes carry frequency of remembrance, remembering who you were before you forgot, before the amnesia of incarnation dimmed your consciousness, before you learned to play small, before you believed the lie that you're insignificant. You are not insignificant. You are essential. Your unique expression, your specific medicine, your particular way of translating source consciousness into physical reality, irreplaceable. The codes don't make you special in a way that separates you from others. They reveal the specialness that was always there, that is there in everyone, but that you specifically came here to embody and express in your unique way. The Pleiadian codes carry frequency of connection, ending the isolation, the loneliness, the feeling that you don't belong here, that you're strange, that nobody understands you. When these codes activate, you will feel, perhaps for the first time in this lifetime, the truth that you are part of something vast and beautiful, part of a cosmic family that spans dimensions and galaxies, part of a love so immense that your human heart can barely contain the recognition of it. And yet you will contain it, because you were designed to, because your heart is far more vast than you've been taught to believe. During these 48 hours, I invite you to speak directly to the codes that are coming. This may sound strange to your rational mind, but your multidimensional consciousness understands perfectly. You can say, silently or aloud, I am ready, I am open, I give permission for the highest frequencies available to me, to integrate into my being, for my greatest good, and the greatest good of all. You don't need special words or sacred language. Your sincerity is the only requirement. Your genuine willingness is the only key needed to unlock the door that the codes are approaching. You might ask, how will I know if the codes activate in me? How will I recognize that something has shifted? The answer is both simple and complex. You might not know immediately. The activation might be subtle, a feeling of calm certainty that wasn't there before, a sudden clarity about a situation that had been confusing, a dream that feels more real than waking life and leaves you changed even though you can't explain what it showed you. Or the activation might be dramatic, a spontaneous emotional release, tears flowing for no apparent reason, energy moving through your body in waves, visions or downloads of information flooding your awareness. But here's what I want you to trust. If you set the intention to receive, if you do the preparation work of clearing and opening, the codes will find you. They're intelligent, they're conscious, they know exactly where they need to go and what they need to activate. Your job is not to control the process or measure the results. Your job is simply to show up, to be present, to remain as open as you can manage in each moment. The codes will handle the rest. There's something else I need to tell you, something about the nature of this particular time on Earth that makes these transmissions so potent. Your planet is in the midst of a consciousness shift that happens only once every 26,000 years. The precession of the equinoxes, the movement into the age of Aquarius, the ending of old paradigm structures and the birth of new ways of being human. This isn't metaphor. This isn't wishful thinking. This is astronomy and astrology converging to mark a genuine transition point in your species' evolution. And you chose to be alive right now, right here, in the thick of this transition. But within this larger cycle, there are smaller cycles, concentrated moments when the evolutionary pressure intensifies, when the acceleration of change reaches peak velocity. November 2025 is one of those moments. And within November, these final 2 weeks from the 1111 portal through the Uranus opposition on the 21st are the concentrated essence of the concentrated moment. You are living through the eye of the needle, the passage point where everything that doesn't serve the new paradigm gets filtered out, and everything that aligns with your highest timeline gets amplified and secured. The 48 hours before the Leonids are like the moment of deepest inhalation before a primal scream, the pause at the top of a roller coaster before the plunge, the split second of stillness before an earthquake begins. There is power in this pause. There is wisdom in this waiting. Use it well. I want to speak directly to those of you who are feeling exhausted, who are wondering if you have the strength to keep going, who are questioning whether all this intensity is ever going to ease. I see you. We see you. And we want you to know that the exhaustion is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're processing immense amounts of energy and information that would overwhelm a system that wasn't strong enough to handle it. The fact that you're tired means you're working on levels you cannot consciously perceive, integrating frequencies while you sleep, healing ancestral patterns while you dream, rewiring your neural pathways while you go about your ordinary daily tasks. The codes that are coming will not add to your burden. They will lighten it. They will give you access to energy resources you didn't know you had, to wells of strength that exist beyond your personal reserves, to the unlimited power of your connection to source consciousness. Yes, the integration might be intense. Yes, you might feel stretched, but you will also feel more yourself than you've ever felt. You will feel the truth of your being emerging from beneath layers of conditioning and compromise. And that truth, once felt, cannot be unfelt. That remembrance, once activated, cannot be deactivated. For those of you who work with energy consciously, healers, channels, energy workers, grid keepers, these 48 hours are an opportunity to anchor the incoming codes into the planetary grid with intention. When you do your personal clearing, you are simultaneously clearing nodes in the collective field. When you open your heart to receive the lion codes, you create an access point that others can tap into, whether they know they're doing it or not. This is how consciousness shifts happen. Not through everyone waking up simultaneously in some dramatic global moment, but through enough awakened individuals holding space for new frequencies until those frequencies reach critical mass and tip into the collective awareness naturally, organically. And for those of you who don't identify as energy workers, who are simply trying to navigate your life and make sense of why everything feels so strange and intense, you are doing the work whether you name it that way or not. Every time you choose awareness over unconsciousness, every time you choose authenticity over people-pleasing, every time you choose to feel your emotions rather than numb them, you are doing the work. You are preparing to receive codes that will then help you do that work even more effectively. It builds on itself. Each choice for consciousness makes the next choice for consciousness easier. Each activation opens the door to deeper activations. As the hours count down 48, then 36, then 24, pay attention to your body. Your body is not separate from your consciousness. It is your consciousness made manifest in physical form, and your body knows things your mind hasn't caught up to yet. If your body needs rest, rest. If it needs movement, move. If it needs to be in nature, find a way to step outside even for a few minutes. The earth herself is receiving these codes, and she can help you ground them if you make contact with her. Bare feet on soil, hands on tree bark, breathing in the scent of wind and leaves and rain. Pay attention to your dreams during these 48 hours, and in the days immediately following. The dream state is where much of the code installation happens, because your conscious mind's filters are offline, and your subconscious can receive directly. You might have dreams about lions, about stars, about light pouring down from the sky, about ancestors or guides or beings you don't recognize but somehow know. Write them down if you can. Even if they don't make sense immediately, they're part of the download, and your consciousness will unpack their meaning in the days and weeks ahead. Pay attention to synchronicities, the meaningful coincidences that aren't coincidences at all, but rather evidence that you're aligned with the flow of cosmic timing. When you think of someone and they immediately call you, when you need information and it appears without you searching for it, when you're drawn to be in a certain place at a certain time, and something significant happens there, these are signs that you're moving in harmony with the larger pattern, that you're receptive to the codes that are arranging circumstances to support your evolution. And pay attention to your heart. I keep coming back to your heart, because it is the receiver, the transducer, the alchemical chamber where cosmic codes become lived experience. Your heart knows truth before your mind can articulate it. Your heart feels the frequency of alignment before your thoughts can justify it. Your heart is the bridge between your human self and your cosmic self, between your individual identity and your unified consciousness. The lion codes are specifically calibrated to awaken your heart's full capacity, not just the capacity for feeling, but the capacity for knowing, for seeing, for wielding creative power through love, rather than through force. 48 hours from now, when the Leonids begin their peak display, and you look up at the night sky, or even if you cannot physically see them because of clouds or light pollution or circumstance, know that the codes are reaching you anyway. They're not dependent on your physical observation. They're electromagnetic frequencies embedded in light, and light penetrates everything. You could be asleep indoors and still receive the transmission, but there is something powerful about conscious witness, about standing beneath that cosmic fire and knowing, truly knowing, that you are part of this galactic story, that you are connected to those ancient travelers that have been cycling through your solar system since long before human civilization existed. When you witness the meteors, whether physically or in your awareness, you might speak to them, you might say thank you, You might welcome them. You might simply stand in reverence and let the majesty of it fill you beyond words. However it moves through you is perfect. However you receive is exactly as it should be. And then in the days that follow, as I've described, the integration will unfold according to its own intelligence. You will move through the Scorpio death, the Mercury revelation peak, the Uranus awakening. You will not be the same person on the 22nd of November that you were on the 15th. You will have shed skins. You will have released anchors. You will have expanded beyond boundaries you thought were fixed. And you will look back on these 48 hours of preparation and understand why they mattered, why this transmission found its way to you, why something in you said yes to receiving these words. Before I close this transmission, I want to address something I feel in the field, a question many of you are carrying but haven't voiced aloud. The question is, what if I'm not ready? What if I'm not prepared enough? What if I miss it or mess it up? And the answer is this: you cannot miss what is meant for you. You cannot mess up your own awakening. The codes will meet you where you are. They will work with whatever level of preparation you've been able to achieve. They will not judge you for your doubts or your fears or your resistance. They will simply offer themselves. And whatever you can receive in this moment is exactly what you need to receive in this moment. Destiny Engine is the example of technology serving awakening intelligence. The age of solitary meditation is over. Destiny Engine now connects starseeds across the world, a living social field where you can post, share, and exchange your meditations in real time. It's the first galactic network of its kind, weaving together thousands of awakened souls into one unified current. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking declassified CIA consciousness modification techniques that programmed isolation and separation, and repurposing them to serve unified awakening. It generates personalized sequences that help you live as the awakened being you've become, while handling the moments that test your new frequency, all while connected to thousands of starseeds amplifying the collective current. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed for effortless awakened living, without the need to struggle or prove, while tapping into a planetary network of souls bending reality together. For just $1, you can step into this connected field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension together. Link in the description. There is no spiritual perfection being demanded of you. There is no requirement that you have your entire shadow integrated, and all your wounds healed, and your life perfectly aligned before you're worthy of activation. You're worthy because you exist. You're ready because you're here. And if you can just soften enough to let that truth in, if you can let yourself be held by the love that is always present, always available, always witnessing your journey with such tenderness and patience, then the codes will find their way home into your consciousness like rivers returning to the ocean, like birds navigating by stars, like you remembering what you've always been beneath the forgetting. These 48 hours are sacred, not because they're separate from other hours, but because you are choosing to recognize them as such. You are choosing to meet the cosmos with awareness, rather than sleepwalking through an extraordinary moment. And that choice, that simple choice to show up consciously, is the only preparation that ultimately matters. Everything else is refinement. Everything else is details. The essential act is presence. The essential offering is willingness. The essential truth is that you are loved beyond measure, supported beyond your knowing, and held within a cosmic intelligence so vast and so benevolent that even your worst fears and your deepest wounds are cradled with infinite care. The lion's heart that was hidden is about to roar back into view. The soul codes that have been traveling across space to reach you are almost here. The preparation time is now. And you, beloved starseed, you are ready. You have always been ready. You need only remember. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I stand with you in these precious hours of preparation. We are watching over you with love that transcends distance and dimension. We are holding the field as you prepare to receive what you came here to embody. The codes are preparing to drop, and so, dear one, are you dropping pretense, dropping protection, dropping into the truth of who you really are? May you receive all that is yours to receive. May you awaken to all that you already are. May the lion roar through your heart, and the stars sing through your soul. We love you. We see you. We are with you, always.